Yes, baby. Oh goodness, we're starting the show promptly, aren't we? Thank you guys so much. It is TKIF Thank Campus Friday here on KEMPIRERadio.com. Don't forget, guys, to link everyone to tonight's show. We are live until 12 a.m. Eastern. Let everyone know. Go to your Twitter, go to your Facebook, go to your Instagram or your Tumblr, and let everyone know. You can listen to Kempire Radio at KEMPIRERadio.com, or you could take us on the go because I know it's a Friday night. So you want to be able to listen to the show and go out to the club. So download the free Live 365 app and add Kempire Radio to your playlist. We have so much to talk about tonight, but I'm just so excited about our next guest. We just played Emotional Rollercoaster, and we just played one of my favorite songs, Gotta Go, Gotta Leave. She's a talented singer and songwriter. She has a new album out called The Green Room. Please welcome to the show for the very first time, Miss Vivian Green.
Hello.
Vivian, what's going on?
What's going on? I'm actually getting ready to go to an event here in Philadelphia where I live that I'm co-hosting. So I wanted to talk to you guys before I did that.
Yeah, let's definitely.
So I'm all done up, ready to go.
Definitely. Let's talk about, first of all, it feels like we haven't had new music from you in quite some time. Why is that?
Well, a lot of reasons. My last album came out in 2010, so if you count that album, it has really not been that long. That would just be 2 years, and I think that's probably the normal time that an artist will have in between an album, 1 or 2 years. But the problem with that album is that a lot of people did not know that it was out because it was, it was a different album, and I just think the fans didn't respond to it. And so this time around, I just made sure I made an album for my fans and not like an album that I liked, that I wanted to do. Because, as an artist, you're a creative person, and you don't like to be labeled with a genre. You don't, and you don't like to be in a box. You want to be free to, make whatever music is going to come out of you. But in the music business, you have to, be wise and mature and know that it is a business, and you do have to make music not just for yourself but for your fans. So I had to learn that lesson and come back home this time to those who've been supporting me. So with that said, I haven't had an album out in 7 years because my last album came out in 2005. So if you just want to act like the beautiful album never happened, yeah, it has been a long time.
Wow. If you guys just tuned in, it's TKIF, and we're live here with Miss Vivian Green. She has a new album out called The Green Room. Well, Vivian, you talk about, that your fans wanted a certain type of album from you. A lot of artists, people like Keisha Cole, people like Mary J. Blige, they get kind of put in this box about just singing about one type of song. Is that what it was? Was it because people wanted more of
No, not at all. It was a sound. Like my last album, it was very pop. It just went different places musically. It wasn't the most black album, in the world. So I think that it was a sound thing, not necessarily that they wanted to hear me singing about heartbreak or anything like that. It just was, I just don't think it connected because of the actual sound of the record, not what I was talking about.
Yeah.
So, but I understand, how they feel because people, Mary's happy, like people are mad. It's like, let the woman be happy. I like her happy songs just as much as the emotional ones, but I don't know. Some people just really get stuck in that one place with artists, and they don't want artists to leave that place, and it's difficult for us sometimes, because we're a lot more than whatever singles you hear on the radio, and I say that on behalf of a lot of artists, from Beyonce, whoever, and all the way down to independent artists. I think that there's so much creativity inside of us. I don't think any of us want to be defined by just one record or that biggest song, or but it's hard. So you have to again be mature and learn that you have to do things authentically in your lane, and you have to find a way to do that and still be happy with the product as well. So, and that's what I've done on this album, The Green Room. I think that we, meaning the producers and the songwriters and myself, I think that we worked very hard to make a really good record, and I think that's exactly what it is, and I'm very proud of it.
Why exactly do you think that it took 7 years though to put out this album?
Well, remember it's only really 2 years, so I did work on an album. I did have a deal. The album just didn't do well, but the 7 years, I have a child who's 9 now, But he was born just before Vivian released, I guess maybe a year before that, and he was a special needs child. He was born with an unknown syndrome, and at that time, he's absolutely wonderful now. He's doing awesome, wonderfully fine. He's on no medication. He's functioning, meeting milestones, all those things. But during that time, the doctors didn't know like what to expect. So, we were in the hospital a lot. He had surgeries, and
Wow.
I was very focused on that, at that time. And when I left Sony Music, well, I'm sorry, not when I left Sony Music, they had a big reorganization over there. And like everybody was fired, like everyone was fired that had anything to do with my project basically. And I mean like they fired like floors of people, like
Wow.
like it was like a mass firing. It was really crazy. But a lot of the larger labels have done it. They've had to downsize because the business is different and sales are different, and they can't afford to have all these employees anymore. So anyway, lots of people were fired, not just the people related to my project, but lots of people were let go. And I looked up, and it was like a completely different company. And I just kind of wanted to know, hey, are you going to release me? Or am I going to be here? I need to start making another record. Like, what's the deal? But it was, it was almost an entire year of me just being in limbo and them not making a decision, about me. Part of it's like, hey, that's nice. Somebody obviously wanted me to stay there and was fighting for, you know what I mean? But,
Yeah.
But I was unable to do anything during that time because they wouldn't give me the budget to make a new record, and I also, legally could not go shop for a new deal. So that was kind of like a year of me really being in limbo, not being able to do anything. At the same time, again, my son, I was dealing with my son's health issues, and, before you know, some years just went by, and then when I was finally released, it was kind of like, okay, Gotta Go, Gotta Leave was a #1 single, but at that when I was able to start looking for another deal, it was almost 2 years, so I'm like, oh man, I wish if I was let go immediately, it would have been a much, faster process of, shopping around and making around and getting a new label home, but it just took a little bit longer because it had been a while since I was in the marketplace. So, so then we shopped, we had interest, and we decided where we were going to go. Then I had to make an album. That's just years going by.
I know,
and before you know it, it's 2008, 2009, before you know it. And then that beautiful album came out in 2010. So, the time just really just flies by. It's crazy. But that's kind of what happened, But all in all, I'm grateful because, the music industry is definitely like a hustle, and maybe it's the hustle. and to say I've been around for 10 years, that's just a blessing. I don't care if, all of it hasn't been pretty, but it is the only thing that I've done. And, the only job that I've had. I'm just grateful to say that, hey, this has been my career for 10 years. And, I'm grateful to have a fourth album. Some people have one album and you never hear from them again. So I know I count my blessings and I don't take them lightly. And, a lot of times people will say, oh, you're so underrated and you don't get enough shine and you don't, and it's like, I just don't think like that. I just think it's a negative way to think. And I absolutely love that fans, feel that way about me, have the endearment for me. But I just, you can't walk around thinking like that, because I can name 20 artists, in a different situation, that they were in my situation. And there's probably some different artists, below them. So it's just like, you got to be grateful for what you have, and you just work hard and strive, for more. But I definitely don't walk around like, I'm not getting the credit I deserve it. I do not want like that. I know some people do, but I'm just not one of those people. I'm grateful for what I have. And
can we just backtrack just a little bit, because a lot of people first got introduced to you with your mega hit, Emotional Rollercoaster. Can you take us back to that time and when it hit, and you became a household name pretty much after that single? Can you take us back to that time and what you were going through? First about the creation of the song, and then when it became a hit.
Okay. God, you got me going, well, he's back now.
Because, a lot of people
it came out 10 years ago. I got to go back more than that to tell you. I wrote the song when I was jogging.
Mm.
One day in the park, I'm a healthy nut. I love to work out and I take care of my body, and I've been doing that for a long time now. So I was in the park doing my miles, and a lot of times I pray in the park, or I write a song while I'm running, or whatever, clear my head. So I wrote that song while I was running, and I was not signed yet. I did not have a record deal yet. So I think from the time I wrote the song, by the time you guys heard it, it was almost 2 years old. Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah. So I wrote half of the song, and Eric Wilberson is a dear friend of mine who was very instrumental in me being signed to Sony Music, and just instrumental in me being introduced to all of you guys. I sang him the song and I played it, had like some little chords for it, and we kind of finished the song together. We finished the bridge, and and it became a part of the demo tape that I was getting together, with him, that went to Sony. And most of the songs on the demo, I guess made the first album, A Love Story. So
incredible.
Yeah, so that's how it came about. So by the time it was on the airwaves, I was very young, and about 21, I guess, and it was a whirlwind, I guess, and there's a lot going on. I went on tour with Maxwell the summer before A Love Story, released, and that was great. A lot of people were introduced to me, going to a Maxwell concert and seeing this, girl open for him, and then the song was on the radio not too long after that, and they just set it up really nicely. And I think when labels do it properly, when they set up records properly, it usually is a good, good outcome. So it was just done great that time around, and then obviously Sony spent a lot of money as well to introduce me to the world, because as much as I would like to say, oh yeah, it's all about talent, like, no, it's not. A lot of it is just a machine just saying yay or nay, we're going to get behind this thing until it pops, until it happens, and that's just what they did. And they are a major label with lots of money, and they made it happen. So
if you guys just tuned in, it is of course TKIF, and we're live with singer-songwriter Vivian Green. Her new album, The Green Room, is now available everywhere, so make sure you guys go out and get it. Vivian, before we even let you go, with the recent Newton, Connecticut tragedy that happened, a lot of people are wondering what to tell their children, and I know you have a young son. What advice would you give to other parents on how to explain such a horrific tragedy?
I don't know. I've definitely been watching the coverage throughout the day, and I've tweeted about it a lot throughout the day, and it's really heartbreaking. I broke down and cried, just like on my own, like by myself. I was so just upset that any parent would have to hear that kind of news or get that kind of phone call. It's mind-boggling, and it's like you can't imagine, and you don't even want to. So the idea, the fact that this is happening to parents right now is just, it's so heartbreaking. It's just completely and totally heartbreaking. And I know that police have to do their investigations in their strategic way and follow certain rules and protocol. But the idea that your kid is inside of a school dead and you can't even go in and see the body is, that alone, I couldn't even imagine. Knowing that because it's a crime scene, you can't even be with your child's body. I cannot. It's just like I said, I cried and I prayed, and I think this is absolutely one of those incidents where you don't care about black, white, Democrat, Republican,
humanity.
Rich, poor. And I think you can just, your heart just goes out to these people, and I think we definitely just also like Americans today, because it's just crazy that any parent would have to do it. And I don't know, I haven't even told my son. I'll probably never tell him. I don't know about this. I guess he'll find out about it as he grows up. But I wouldn't know what to say. But when I saw him today, I just hugged him and gave him to really.
Yeah.
big tight hug, and he's like, "Mommy, why do you keep hugging me?" But it's insane, and the school is K through 4, and mine is 8. So it's just, it's within the age range of the kids that went to that school, and to learn that most of the kids are in the kindergarten class makes them 5. It's just like,
it's crazy.
You can't imagine. Just, I just say that, tomorrow is not promised. It's not. So it's not just to your babies, but all of your loved ones. If you haven't talked to somebody in a while, call them that you love, or you fell out over something just stupid that you should be able to get over. Just call them and just, dead that, because life is too short. You just never know what can happen. We have to just have some unity, just some family unity amongst us as people right now, because it's crazy.
Speaking of children and family and love, I mean, your first album, A Love Story. I mean, people go to Vivian Green for love songs and the ups and downs of love. What is your outlook on love? Do you want to get married? Do you want to have more children?
I think love is absolutely a wonderful thing when it's right. I always like to say I've just been avoiding divorce. I love love. I believe in it. Men are great. I hate that some people view me as like, the male badge and always thinking about Heartbreak Girl, but that's so not the case. I just had 2 particular relationships that were very inspirational and that I wrote about. But I don't have, a negative outlook on love or on men. I think love is great when it's right. That's what I can say about it. And when I do get married, I want to stay married, and I don't want to ever get divorced. And, I want to have the strongest foundation in friendship and love that's just unbreakable. That's what I want, and I think I'm willing to wait for that, Otherwise, I could have got married a million times, but I want it to be the right person, and I want it to be right, and that's so important to me. Because like I said, I don't want to be divorced, And I think a lot of people marry people that they don't love, A lot of people marry people because they feel like they're getting older, or marry people because they feel like this is the best they can do, or the time is running out, or whatever, all those reasons are just terrible reasons to get married to me, and I think that's why, 51% of them end up in divorce, and I don't want to be one of those people, so.
Most definitely. Vivian, The Green Room, what is this album saying that your other albums haven't said?
This album is very grown and sexy. I don't think I've never made a sexy record before. I think it's always like emotional. But this album is different. It's just mature. It's more mature. Not necessarily in sound, but just in my writing and what I'm saying. It's not. I think I'm not saying that adults don't get heartbroken or cry or anything like that. I just think that you deal with it differently than you did when you were 21, And it's just a different tone to it, It's, like I said, it's a very grown and sexy album, and I don't think that I made a record that way. And then a lot of it is also, very positive. Even if I touch on something that may be sad, it is not negative, I just really wanted to get away from negativity. You can write about a sad moment and then not be negative or go hard on the negative, route. And I did not want to do that this time. First of all, because this is not where I am in my life. I haven't been in that place for quite some time, and I don't want to pretend to make these angry songs that are just very unrealistic for my life right now, So, like I said, the entire album is not like, oh, I'm so super happy, look at me. It's not like that at all. There are some sad moments in the album, but like I said, it's never negative. It's always like, this is a reflection of this, and this is what I'm saying about it. But it may be sad. You may, shed a tear or two, but you're not going to be angry. And it was very important to me not to put negative energy out there. I just don't want to do it, and I've done it enough, And, if you want to hear that, you can go get the Vivian album. There's Mad, Damn, Frustrated, Under My Skin. All those songs, are there, in the catalog.
Vivian, anytime we have singers here on the show, we ask them to sing a little bit of something. Can you sing a little something for our audience?
Do what? Say it again?
Anytime we have singers come here on the show, we ask them to sing a little bit of something. Can you sing a little bit something for us tonight?
Oh, my gosh, really?
Yeah,
oh.
Just a little something.
Wow, that really caught me off guard. I don't know what to sing. Or give me an idea. I'm sorry, I'm drawing a blank.
No problem.
One of my songs, or like what?
Yeah. We got
I
Vivian
mean, I
Green
don't
on
know
the
if people
phone.
sing. I didn't know like people sing like a church song or like what they sing.
No,
So I
we
didn't know.
got
So
Vivian
one of my
Green.
songs.
We got Vivian Green on the phone. We want a Vivian Green song.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, which ones? Well, you
Okay.
have to help me.
Oh, okay. No, I'll help you. I'll help you because I know. I mean, I love all your songs. So, I mean, "Cursed" is one of my favorites. "Gotta Go, Gotta Leave," but I know the fans want to hear a little bit of "Emotional Roller Coaster."
Oh, but that's the one they hear all the time. That's no fun. I sing that on the variety show. I think they something
Sing what
else.
the
We'll do
fans
curse. I
want.
don't want to sing that one.
Okay, so we give you a suggestion.
I'm sorry. I just thought you were going to say something else.
Okay, then sing "Cursed" because I love that song. That song takes you through.
Okay. All right. I'll sing first.
Okay.
I was not expecting to do this. Can I put? Hello? Is that okay? Does that sound okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. It's been a long, long time now, and I've been trying to get you out of my head, of my heart, of my whole damn soul. This love is still lingering, it's getting old, but it ain't dying, it ain't even trying, and I can't fight it. I'll just bury it at the bottom, hoping you might find it. You were my love, you were my first, and now this love is just a curse. Oh, curse. It's loving you, baby, and it hurts, 'cause you'll never know it. But I was put here to hopelessly love you. You ain't thinking about me, that's the torture I go through. I'm cursed with loving you, baby, and it hurts, 'cause you'll never know it. But I was put here to hopelessly love you. But you ain't thinking about me, that's the torture I go through.
Yes, Vivian Green here on TKIF. That was dope, Vivian. Vivian, you're going to be here in New York City on December 23rd, right?
I am. I'm going to be in New York on December 23rd at the Highline Ballroom. Come on out, everybody.
Make sure you guys get tickets for that. Vivian, I always wanted to know the story behind that song, "Curse." Can you tell us quickly the story behind that song?
Well, the song is about my first love. Who inspired a lot of songs, you guys know, Emotional Rollercoaster being one of them as well. And at that time when I wrote that song, that's just how I was feeling, like, that I wouldn't love another person with the intensity, that I loved him. And at that time, this is how I felt, like I wouldn't find another love like that. And you do feel like that when you really, have an amazing love. You do feel like it won't happen again, and that's just how I felt at that moment. But my mom never liked the song. She always said, I hate the fact that you wrote a song where you're actually singing your curse. I don't like that. So my mama never liked this. She's like, oh, why would you write a song where you're singing your curse? That's so ridiculous. But, that's just how I was feeling at that moment. But I'm still my mom now, I get where she's coming from.
But it's still a wonderful song. I love that song. Vivian.
Yeah, I love it too. I love it too. And I sing it at my shows, so I love it too.
Vivian,
Just saying.
you know it's the holidays coming up. What is your wish for the holidays this year?
My wish, I like to just, how can I say this? I guess we're not like a huge holiday family. I don't know if that makes any sense. I know we just don't feed so much into it, but we do like to take the time to, spend time with one another. Everybody's off work and, have dinner and fellowship and all those things, and just show how much we love each other. And that's what we want to do every year around every holiday season. That's the most important part, not the gifts and, all the hoopla. We just really just like to fellowship and just love each other and laugh. I have a very, very funny family. So we just like to laugh, and there are like no boundaries on what we say or talk about, and we just have a great time together. And that's just what I want to do this year again.
What does Vivian want her legacy to be?
Say it again. What do I want?
What do you want your legacy to be?
Oh, my legacy? I've never thought about that before. I'm sorry. I really don't like to think of myself as a big deal. So I don't I don't like career-wise, I don't know how to answer that. I guess I want people to know that I was an artist who always genuinely shared, real parts of herself,
Mm-hmm.
in my music, and I was always very genuine
Mm-hmm.
in my writing, with my fans, and I always hope that they can, relate to or heal from something that I'm, share with them, and that's really the type of artist that I've been all this time, and I want to continue in doing that. But I'm very bad at tooting my own horn, so I'm sorry. It's just not something
That's fine.
that I
I'll do it
do.
for you.
Okay.
There's so many, people that have come in the business since you made your debut. Are there artists that you enjoy listening to now?
Mhm.
Tell us them.
Yes, yes, yes. Oh my gosh, that Legacy. Oh man, vocally she's just amazing, and I love to just listen to her. She can sing anything. I don't care what she's singing. She's just an amazing vocalist. Robin Thicke, who I just admire his songwriting is amazing. He's such a great songwriter, and I've enjoyed him, since his first album,
Hmm.
which a lot of people don't know about. They just know him from when he kind of, I guess, started singing R&B music, but he did some very different alternative style music before that album, and I've just been a huge fan of him
Yeah.
since then. I think Chrisette Michelle is a wonderful voice, very unique voice. Love her. Melanie Fiona is also another, good singer that's come about. People always say that there's not, there are no people who can sing anymore, but I don't know what they're listening to because I think they're, as I just named, a nice handful, and they're all, I think, pretty new or recent, and I think there are definitely a lot of people out there who are talented who can sing. And, I love Estelle. I love her songwriting. It's really good, and God, I love to see that Alicia is still, going strong. I'm just trying to think. I'm trying to think of people like in my, I guess, um, 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 genre or my peers that people. I don't want to name someone that somebody's going to say, who's that?
No, we want to know
So,
what you're listening to. We want to know what Vivian Green is listening to, not just the people that
you
we
know what's
like
so
to
interesting
introduce.
about, well, people always ask what I'm listening to. Like I'm not listening to anything right now. Like
Hmm.
sometimes I just kind of just want to like not hear music. I know that's weird, but I think like when you're on the road and when you just came off of making a record and you're always listening all the time, I think sometimes I kind of have to kind of like shut down. But I always have like a Ty Tribbett CD in my car for inspiration.
Hmm.
He's a very dear friend of mine, and his son, my son, and he are related. So probably always have a Ty CD in my car somewhere. But right now, I'm not listening to anything in particular, to be honest. So I don't, yeah. I'm not always listening to music 24/7. I can say that.
So,
Sometimes I am. I get in my moods where I am, and then I get in my moods where I'm not. So
mhm.
yeah,
So
I'm a little weird sometimes.
what's coming up for you? That people should be on the lookout. What's the next single? Where you gonna be? Where can we see you live? Are you gonna be on a tour? What's going on? We want to know.
Yeah, I guess around February-ish, we're gonna like hit the road and do a bunch of cities. And you can go to my website, viviangreen.com, to get updates about that. And as you know, I do tweet very actively,
Yes, you
and
do.
so I will let everybody know, when that kicks off and all the cities that I'm going to be going to. So yeah, absolutely, the green room is the priority, obviously, and I'm just going to continue to promote that throughout this year coming.
Yeah.
And yeah. So it's gonna be pretty, gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun.
Would you ever do reality TV? Like the
No,
R&B
you said
divas?
would I do it?
Yeah. Like an R&B
I
divas
don't
type?
know. It's not. I don't know. I don't think I would, but I don't know. I don't know. I can say that. That's something that I can say that I do. Yeah, no. I would say no. I don't. But it depends. I definitely want to be a part of something that promotes a lot of negativity. That's something I would not want to be a part of at all because it's not me, and I couldn't even pick my way to something like that. A lot of these shows, I think, are very bad examples, of us as black women. Not the R&B diva, but a lot of other shows I will not name or say. And I just couldn't even fake being a part of that. It's just not me. I'm not this negative person.
So no ratchet
my
TV for you.
My spiritual foundation is very strong. And, absolutely no ratchet. No, it's just not. I could not. I would get kicked off the show because I just wouldn't bring any drama. So,
well,
my show, I know Mary show is nice. Tia and Tamara Mowry's show is nice. R&B Divas is nice. So those kind of shows don't disgust me in any way. I've never thought like, hey, what I do? I don't know. I don't know. If it were presented the right way, maybe I would. But definitely, what could not be one of those shows where it's just dramatic and fighting, grown women fighting and stuff like that. No.
Well, I mean, we're so thankful that you dropped by TKIF KEMPIRE Radio. We hope you'll come back. We're excited about the new album. The Green Room is now available, guys. We're going to be linking you on our Facebook and our Twitter and our official website and all that good stuff. Vivian also has a show coming up here in New York City at Highland Ballroom, so make sure you guys get your tickets.
On December 23rd, Highland Ballroom.
Thank you so much, Vivian, for being here on the show. We're so excited for you. And we're going to play one of my favorite songs. You just sang it live for us, but we're going to play the official record, Curse. And make sure you guys go out and get her new album, The Green Room. Thanks, Vivian.
The Green Room. Thank you. And remember, you guys can get it on from Walmart, Best Buy, Amazon, iTunes, but it's not in Target, so I don't want people going there saying, I couldn't find it there. Yep, it's called The Green Room. And I will be at the Highland Ballroom again on December 23rd. And you can tweet me at I am Vivian Green, Instagram at I am Vivian Green. I don't put pictures up every day, but I do try. I'm trying to get better with it. I'm trying, but I do tweet very actively at I am Vivian Green. Thank you so much for having me. You guys have been just a really great support. You support me every night, every day. I see it, and I'm just so appreciative, from my heart. Thank you so much because to continue to have a career for 10 years, you definitely need all, support from every outlet, and I really appreciate KEMPIRE Radio for being a huge supporter. This is great music all around, and definitely me, so thank you.
No problem. Thank you so much, Vivian. We will see you here in New York City on December 23rd. Also, guys, make sure you get her new album. We'll be linking you on our Facebook, our Twitter, everywhere. But I'm going to play one of my favorite tracks, and then we're going to play something from The Green Room as well. Some new music.
Great.
All right. Thanks, Vivian. Have a wonderful show tonight.
Thank you.
Everybody, here is Cursed by Miss Vivian Green.